My fiancé called me while laughing with her friends. He actually thinks I'm a virgin. Men are so stupid. I listened to the whole 20-minute conversation. I called off the wedding the next morning. She still doesn't know how I found out. I, 28 male, was supposed to get married last month. T-word, supposed to. 3 weeks before the wedding, I was at work when my phone buzzed. Rachel calling. I almost declined. She knew I had back-to-back meetings that afternoon. But something made me pick up. Hello, Rach? Silence. Then muffled sounds, laughter, the distinct clink of wine glasses. She must have meant to call Megan. My name is right next to hers. She probably hit my name, threw the phone in her purse and thought she was talking to her friend on her AirPods. An accidental call. The kind of dumb mistake you make when you think no one's listening. I was about to hang up when I heard her voice, clear as day. He actually thinks I'm saving myself for marriage. Can you believe it? My finger froze over the end button. Her friend, I recognized Megan's nasally laugh, said something I couldn't catch. Then Rachel again. Oh please, like I haven't been getting it from Tyler every time Josh works late. That man knows things Josh couldn't even spell. I sat in my office chair, staring at the quarterly report on my screen, while my entire world tilted sideways. 20 minutes. That's how long I listened. 20 minutes of my fiancée and her friends dissecting our relationship like a frog in biology class. The virgin thing? Just the appetizer. Apparently, I was sweet but boring in every way that matters. My proposal at her favorite restaurant was so predictable she had to fake cry. She was marrying me because, and I quote, Josh is the guy you marry, Tyler is the guy you But here's the kicker, the part that made me set down my phone and stare at the wall for a solid 5 minutes. After we're married, I'll wait like 6 months before getting pregnant. Don't want him getting suspicious. Tyler's eyes would look so good on a baby. I ended the call, went back to my meeting, presented the quarterly projections like I hadn't just heard my fiancé planning to pass off another man's baby as mine. That night, she came home all smiles, kissed me on the cheek, asked about my day. I watched her face searching for cracks in the mask. Nothing. Oscar-worthy performance. Wedding stress getting to you, babe. She rubbed my shoulders. You seem tense. Just work stuff. She spent the rest of the evening showing me Pinterest boards for centerpieces. I nodded at appropriate intervals, thinking about those 20 minutes. About Tyler. About the baby that would never be mine. I didn't sleep that night, or the next. By day 3, she noticed. Are you getting cold feet? She asked over breakfast, her voice pitched just right between concern and hurt. You can tell me anything. You know that. I looked at her. Really looked. The woman I'd loved for 4 years. The woman I'd bought a ring for after she spent 6 months dropping hints about her dream proposal. The woman who cried at animal shelter commercials and made me soup when I was sick. The woman who was screwing someone named Tyler. I'm fine, I said. Just want everything to be perfect for you. She beamed, reached across the table to squeeze my hand. It already is, babe. I can't wait to be your wife. I squeezed back, matching her smile. Me neither. That's when I decided. No big confrontation. No screaming match. No giving her the chance to flip the script and somehow make me the bad guy. She was good at that. I'd seen her do it to others. Never thought I'd be on the receiving end. I had 2.5 weeks until the wedding. 2.5 weeks to untangle 4 years of my life from someone who'd been playing me like a fiddle. The thing about shared finances? They're a lot easier to separate when the other person doesn't know you're doing it. I opened a new bank account at a different bank. Started moving money. Nothing dramatic, just my portion of our joint savings. Legitimate transfers for wedding expenses. She never checked the account anyway. That was boring boy stuff, as she'd told Megan during the call. The apartment was trickier. Both our names on the lease, 8 months left. I spent my lunch breaks reading the fine print. Breaking it would cost me 2 months' rent, but I considered that the price of admission to my new life. I set the money aside. Meanwhile, I became the world's most devoted fiancé. Picked up flowers randomly, cooked her favorite meals, listened attentively to every wedding detail. She ate it up, even bragged to her mom on the phone about how attentive Josh has been lately. Yeah, attentive to every lie that came out of her mouth. A week before the wedding, things got interesting. She came home frazzled. Tyler's being weird, she said, pouring herself wine. Large pour. He keeps texting about the wedding. Like, I get it, you're jealous, but deal with it, you know? I made sympathetic noises while chopping vegetables. That must be tough. What's he saying? She waved her hand dismissively. Oh, just guy stuff. He'll get over it once I'm married and he realizes nothing's changing. Nothing's changing. She said it so casually, like maintaining an affair after marriage was just another item on her to-do list, right between pick up dry cleaning and cheat on husband. Maybe he needs some space, I suggested. Distance makes the heart grow fonder and all that. She laughed. Actually laughed. God, you're sweet. This is why I love you, Josh. You always see the best in people. 3 days before the wedding, I played my ace. Came home looking devastated. We need to talk, I said, setting my laptop bag down heavily. Her face went white. For a second, just a second, I saw panic. Then she recovered. What's wrong? Did something happen at work? I got a call from the bank. There have been some large cash withdrawals from our joint account. They flagged it as suspicious activity. She blinked. Twice. What? How is that possible? I don't know. But Rachel, nearly $10,000 is gone. I watched her process this. Watched her realize I was lying. Watched her calculate whether to call me out or play along. She chose option 2. Oh my God, we need to call the police. Our wedding money. I already did, I cut in. They said it's tricky since both our names are on the account. They suggested we come in to file a report and bring all our records. I told them we'd be there tomorrow morning to get it sorted. Her hand fluttered to her throat. Tomorrow? But I have my final dress fitting. I know. I'm sorry. But this is serious. The venue needs final payment by Friday. She nodded slowly. Mind racing. I could practically see the gears turning. You're right. Of course. We'll figure this out together. That night, she was on her phone constantly, texting under the covers when she thought I was asleep. I caught glimpses. Tyler. Megan, her sister. Damage control mode activated. The next morning, 2 days before our wedding, I woke up to an empty bed and a note. Babe, I'm so sorry, but I had to go. My mom had a medical emergency. I'm driving to Sacramento now. I'll be back tomorrow for the rehearsal dinner. Please handle the bank thing without me. Love you. Her mom lived in Phoenix and was currently posting beach photos from her Cabo vacation on Facebook. I texted back, of course. Give your mom my love. Don't worry about anything here. Then I texted my best man, it's over. Stand by for instructions. Update 1. To be clear, when I texted my best man, I didn't mean for him to call the venue just yet. I just needed my inner circle to know the war had started. The scorched earth campaign would begin later. See, when Rachel left for her fake emergency, she made a crucial mistake. She took her laptop but left her tablet. The one synced to her iCloud, the one she thought I didn't know the password to. Fun fact about people who think they're smarter than you, they get lazy. Her password was our anniversary date plus her birth year. I'd seen her type it in 100 times without thinking. I wasn't snooping for dirt. I already had the motherlode. I was looking for proof, protection. I found it. Messages with Tyler going back 2 years. 2 years. During the time she was pushing for commitment, crying about how her friends were all getting married, how she felt like I was stringing her along. The messages were cold, almost transactional. Tyler, this weekend still good? Jay has a work thing Saturday. Come by after 7. Bring wine? Always. Like scheduling a pest control service. Then I found the group chat with her friends, the one from the accidental call. Scrolled back to the day after I proposed. Megan, so? How was it? Finally. Thought he'd never ask. Ring pics? It's nice. Not exactly what I showed him, but whatever. I'll upgrade it later. Lol, stop. At least you're getting married. Brad still won't even talk about it. Tyler's pissed, LeMayo. He knew what this was. Yeah, but now he's being all emotional. Men are so dramatic. I screenshot everything, not for revenge, for ammunition. Because I knew Rachel, knew how she operated. The second things went south, I'd become the villain. The abusive ex who abandoned her before the wedding, who broke her heart, who probably cheated. Projection's a hell of a thing. My phone buzzed. Text from Rachel. Mom's stable. False alarm, but I'm staying the night just in case. Did you talk to the bank? I responded. Handled. They think it was an internal error. All good now. Thank God. See you tomorrow for rehearsal. Can't wait to marry you. I stared at that text for a long time. At the casual way she lied. At the exclamation points, trying so hard to sell normalcy. Then I opened my laptop and started typing. First email went to the venue. Polite, professional. Explaining that, due to an unforeseen and insurmountable family emergency, we were postponing the wedding indefinitely. Yes, I understood we'd lose the deposit. Yes, I'd handle any cancellation fees. Second email to the photographer. Third to the caterer. Fourth to the DJ. Fifth to the florist. By the time I finished, it was past midnight. 12 hours until the rehearsal dinner. 36 until what would have been our wedding. I pulled out my phone and sent one more text. Not to Rachel. To Tyler. Hey man, this is Josh, Rachel's fiancé. We need to talk. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., Starbucks on 5th Street. It's important. Then I turned off my phone and did something I hadn't done in weeks. I slept like a baby. The next morning, I woke to natural light streaming through the bedroom window. No alarm, no anxiety, just clarity. I made coffee, showered, put on jeans and a t-shirt instead of the suit hanging in the closet. Then I drove to Starbucks. Tyler was already there. I recognized him from Rachel's Instagram, tall, gym-built, nervously spinning his phone on the table. He looked up when I approached, his face a mask of defensive arrogance. Look, man, I know, I said, sitting down. About you and Rachel, I know everything. He went pale, started to stand. I held up a hand. Relax, I'm not here to fight. I'm here to compare notes. Compare? What? I pulled out my phone, showed him the screenshots from Rachel's tablet. The group chat, his jaw tightened as he read her dismissive comments about him. She told me you knew, he muttered finally, that you guys had an arrangement, that you weren't, interested in women. I laughed, a short, bitter sound. Let me guess, she said I was asexual? Gay? Had some kind of problem? His silence was the only answer I needed. She told you what you wanted to hear, I said. Did she ever show you texts from me confirming it? He nodded slowly. Yeah, she'd show me stuff on her phone, conversations. Let me guess, she'd twist my words, show you a text where I said I'm fine with whatever, and claim it was about her seeing you? His eyes widened slightly. How did you know? Because I'm seeing the pattern now. She's been playing us both. You're the side piece who thought he was the main event. I'm the meal ticket who thought he was loved. Neither of us won here, man. Tyler slumped in his chair. Last week, after you guys went cake tasting, she came over, said she needed to decompress from playing bride. That stunned more than I expected. We'd had fun that day, laughed at the ridiculous prices, argued playfully about chocolate versus vanilla, fed each other samples, all of it a performance. So what are you going to do? Tyler asked. I checked my watch. 2 hours until the rehearsal dinner. Nothing, I said. Absolutely nothing, he frowned. You're still marrying her? No, but she doesn't know that yet. I stood to leave, then paused. Do me a favor. Don't answer her texts today. Don't answer her calls. Let her sweat a little. Why would I do you any favors? He shot back, a flash of anger in his eyes. Because in about 4 hours, she's going to show up to a rehearsal dinner that doesn't exist for a wedding that's not happening. She's going to realize her fiancé has gone radio silent, and when she frantically calls her backup plan for comfort and you don't answer either, that's going to be a very interesting meltdown. You really want to be on the receiving end of that? A slow, cold smile spread across his face. You're kind of an evil bastard. I respect that. I shrugged. I learned from the best. Update 2, the final act. The rehearsal dinner was supposed to start at 6 p.m. at Rosetti's downtown. Rachel texted me at 4:30. Just left Mom's, can't wait to see you. See you. Should I meet you at the restaurant? I responded, actually, can you swing by the apartment first? Need to talk about something. Everything okay? Yeah, just wedding stuff. See you soon. I'd spent the afternoon methodically packing. Not everything, that would be too obvious. Just the important stuff. Documents. Electronics. The watch my grandfather left me. Photos of my family. Things that mattered. The rest? The matched dishware she insisted we needed. The throw pillows that cost more than my car payment. The engagement photos plastered on every wall. All of it could stay. Consider it a severance package for 4 years of method acting. She burst through the door at 5:15, hair perfect, makeup flawless, wearing the dress she'd bought specifically for tonight. Babe, we need to hurry. Everyone's probably all ready. She stopped, looked around, noticed the suitcase by the door. Are you going somewhere? Sit down, Rachel. I pulled out my phone, hit play on the recording. Her own voice filled the apartment. He actually thinks I'm saving myself for marriage. Can you believe it? The color drained from her face so fast I thought she might faint. I let it play. All 20 minutes. Every laugh, every cruel observation, every detail about Tyler and her plan for his baby. When it finished, the silence was deafening. I can explain, she whispered. No need. I've had 3 weeks to process this. 3 weeks of watching you lie to my face every single day. You're very good at it, by the way. Truly. It's not. Megan was joking around and I just got caught up. Tyler sends his regards. I interrupted. Met him for coffee this morning. Interesting guy. He was under the impression I was gay. The story seemed to change depending on what you needed. She opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. Nothing came out. The wedding's canceled, I continued. Venue, caterer, photographer, everyone's been notified. Your family received a lovely email explaining that due to irreconcilable differences, we've decided to part ways. Very mature, very civil. You told my family? Just your parents and sisters. Oh, and your cousin Janet, she's always been chatty, hasn't she? I'm sure word will spread naturally. She stood up, tears streaming now. Josh, please, we can work through this. Couples therapy. With whose baby, Rachel? That stopped her cold. Because according to your friends, the plan was to wait 6 months, then pass off Tyler's kid as mine. His eyes would look so good on a baby, right? I was drunk. I didn't mean. Which part didn't you mean? The 2-year affair? The fake virginity? The part where I'm sweet but boring in every way that matters? Help me out here. She tried anger next. You recorded me without my permission. That's illegal. I'll sue. I looked it up, I said calmly. It's not. Also, the lease. I'm moving out Monday. You can figure out the rent yourself. Consider the furniture a parting gift. You can't just leave. What am I supposed to tell people? Whatever you want. You're creative. I'm sure you'll spin something believable. Probably make me the bad guy. Cold feet, secret addiction, abusive behavior you bravely escaped from. The sky's the limit. She collapsed on the couch, full sob mode now. I love you, Josh. I really do. Tyler means nothing. Then why? I asked, genuinely curious. She looked up at me, mascara running. For the first time in 3 weeks, she seemed genuinely lost for words. Seriously, I pressed. Why? If you wanted Tyler, why not just be with Tyler? Why waste 4 years of both our lives? Because, she hiccuped, because Tyler's exciting, but he's a bartender, Josh. He lives with 3 roommates. He doesn't have a 401k or health insurance or stability. He's fun. You're the future. I'm a retirement plan. That's not. Actually, that's exactly what it is. I picked up my suitcase. For what it's worth, I did love you. The you I thought you were anyway. The one who cried at shelter commercials and made terrible pancakes and snorted when she laughed too hard. I don't know if that person ever existed, but I loved her. I headed for the door. Stopped. Turned back. Oh, one more thing. That $10,000 from the bank? I lied. Needed you out of the apartment for a day so I could think. It worked. Her face went through confusion to realization to pure rage. You tested me. Pot. Meet kettle. I opened the door. Good luck, Rachel. I hope you figure out what you actually want someday. Josh, wait. I didn't. Update 3. 6 months later, figured I owed you all a final update since my inbox is still getting messages asking what happened next. The immediate aftermath was about what you'd expect. Rachel blew up my phone for a week straight. Texts ranged from apologetic word salads to rage novels to suicide threats. She's fine, her sister confirmed she was just being dramatic. I blocked her number and didn't respond. My personal favorite was a 3 a.m. voice message where she accused me of emotional manipulation and calculated cruelty. The irony was so thick you could spread it on toast. Tyler lasted 2 more weeks before blocking her. He sent me one last message. You were right. The meltdown was interesting. Thanks for the heads up. We're not friends, but there's a weird unspoken respect there. The fallout with her family was messy. Her mom called me crying. Her dad was colder. Asked if I had proof. I sent him the audio file. He hung up without saying goodbye. Haven't heard from them since. Her sister, Marie, reached out to apologize. The younger one, Steph, sent me a long text about how I'd humiliated the family and ruined Rachel's life. I replied, She had 2 years to not have an affair. This one's on her. The friend group imploded. Megan, the one from the call, actually apologized, said she was ashamed and that the whole group was toxic. It was through her that I found out the final plot twist. Sarah, the other friend, had also been sleeping with Tyler on and off. The whole thing was a soap opera, and I was just a guest star who didn't know his role. As for me, I moved across town. My company offered me a position in the Seattle office. I took it. A fresh start felt necessary. Therapy helped. Found a good therapist who specializes in betrayal trauma. It's a work in progress, but I'm getting there. Dating is still on the back burner. Turns out, my ex cheated on me for 2 years and planned to pass another man's baby off as mine. Is kind of a mood killer on a first date. But honestly, I'm good. Better than good. There's something liberating about having your worst case scenario happen and surviving it. Rachel tried reaching out again last month. New number. Said she was in therapy, working on herself. Wanted to clear the air. I blocked that number too. There's nothing left to say. Some bridges don't need rebuilding. They need to stay ash. Oh, and because I know someone will ask, no, I never told her how I found out. As far as she knows, someone overheard her at that wine bar and told me. Megan told me Rachel still brings it up, convinced one of her enemies sabotaged her happiness. The truth is so much simpler. She sabotaged herself with a misplaced call. All I did was listen. Edit, yes, I kept the ring. Sold it for 70% of what I paid and used the money for the Seattle move. Felt poetic. That ring bought my freedom. Edit 2. To the person who DM'd asking if this was creative writing. I wish. Would have made the last 4 years of my life a lot easier. But thanks for thinking my pain is entertaining enough to be fiction, I guess. Final edit. This is my last update. Moving on means actually moving on. Thank you to everyone who reached out. And to those of you sharing your own stories, you'll get through it. Trust the process. Block the number. Sell the ring. The best revenge is a life well lived.